Hey guys, this is David and Shayla with the Velocity team at Click and Close Mortgage. Today we have a very special guest from Salina, Kansas, Lacey Emick. Lacey, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, thank you. I'm doing great.
It's going great. Thank you, Lacey, for coming on the show. So I am Shayla Emick. I'm a local lender here in Salina who runs on Coffee Chaos and Closing Loans. Today we're talking with Lacey. She's a rock star agent here in Salina. We're just going to go over the home buying and selling process, maybe some real estate trends, have some few laughs along the way, and just get into it.
Okay, sounds great.
All right,
That's
Lacey.
awesome.
Tell me where you're from and how long you've been in real estate and what company you're with.
Well, I am born and raised in Missouri, actually, so a little east of here, and grew up in a very small rural community on a farm. My folks still live there, and I've been in Salina for 15 years. And did you ask how long?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been a realtor since 2018. So I got my license on Valentine's Day in 2018. So super easy for me to remember that. And I am with Salina Homes.
Perfect. So it's been a good start.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What made you kind of get into real estate?
Actually, being a real estate client myself, so buying homes and selling homes myself is what really piqued my interest in real estate. I had the opportunity to work with a really seasoned, amazing realtor here in the Salina area. And my experience with him was fantastic. Of course, I loved going into the homes and looking at homes. Like, who doesn't love going and touring homes?
Yeah.
But it was really my experience with him as a client and the way he made me feel that really piqued my interest. And customer service is super important to me. So the service that I got from him was fantastic, and I wanted to create that experience for others.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I have some questions for you. I
Okay.
just want the clients, your potential clients, just to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So what do you feel like a great agent? What do you feel like sets a great agent apart from a good one?
For me, it's all about communication. So, if you are working with me, you can expect that I'm easy to reach, whether it's phone or text. Text is almost always easiest, but if phone calls is it for you, then I'll do phone calls. But I think communication, both with the clients and with all of the other people in a transaction, are really important. So, Shayla, if you're the lender that we're working with, like, you and I have got to have really great communication. I need to be communicating really well with the other agent that's involved as well. So communication for me is what sets a good agent apart from, or a great agent apart from a good agent.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the 7 years that you've been an agent, I'm sure you've had easy cookie cutter loans. Let's talk about those tough transactions. How do you handle those transactions that are just difficult, in general?
Well, I think it depends on what is difficult about a transaction, but I've been here long enough that I've got some really great partners that I can call upon. So whether it's my lender that I'm working with and we're trying to get to a yes because we keep hitting roadblocks, or maybe we're stuck in inspections, I'm going to really call on those people that I know as the experts in their field to help us move past any roadblocks, to get past any difficult piece that we're in. And then, like I said about communication, my client always has to know what's going on and know what their options are. And I want to hear from them about what is going to work to the best of their interests in that situation, because it's different for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like those are kind of things that happen kind of in the background, right? Like the appraisal, inspections, lender side, those are kind of all in the background.
Yeah.
Forward thinking, how do you show up for your clients in those difficult times?
It's always my goal that my client feels informed at every step during the transaction. So whether I've got somebody that's buying or selling a home for the first time, or it's their 10th time, there's usually questions, or they want to know, what are our options here? And so I like to make sure that we spend the time going over whatever's happening in that transaction. I can explain to them thoroughly what's happening, what their options are, and if I can stay calm, I can usually keep them calm or help them to remain to get calm.
Yeah.
So that's always my goal, is that if I've got a reaction to something that's going on, I handle that before I get on the phone or in person with my clients.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely something we like to, in the lender world, we like to picture a duck where it's like cool, calm, collected on the water, but under the water, the feet is like going crazy.
Absolutely.
And so that definitely feels like kind of the process there. So buying a house, it can be very emotional, right? So how do you help your clients kind of withdraw some of those emotions to help them make a more logical financial based decision?
Well, I would say I'm probably the person that is least emotionally invested. So I feel like I can bring a lot of logic to the conversation. And so obviously I want my clients to work through those emotions. But again, like I said earlier, if I can stay calm and bring some reason and logic to the conversation, I feel like that helps the most. And again, pulling on resources that we have. So if we need to pull the lender in for part of that conversation, or we need to pull a foundation expert in, or whatever the case is, like let's bring people in, let's get some facts, let's get the information so that we can make a decision based on logic and reasoning instead of emotion.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Sometimes when you allow the experts to talk, it kind of brings everybody down. You've obviously showed a lot of houses, right? You work with buyers and sellers. What would you say is the most unexpected thing that's ever happened to you during a showing?
Well, I'm kind of a scaredy cat and startle so easily. And I can think of a specific time where I was showing a new client and he was just very serious. And I always kind of like to bounce off some jokes off of people to see okay, how sarcastic can I be? What's our relationship? What's our dynamic going to be like? And he was staying pretty serious. And so I was trying to be my most professional. And we are showing one of the really old houses in Abilene that has a third story. And there's the little 3/4 door that goes up to that third story. And I don't usually like to be the person that goes first into places like that. And so, but I was really being brave and professional. And so I unlock the door and I get ready to open it and something moves and I screamed and I'm sure that I cussed and I jumped back really quickly. And he's just solid stone face, no reaction at all. And I'm thinking, I don't know if he's ever going to let me show my house again. It was a piece of insulation on the other side of the door that just moved when I opened the door, and it scared the daylights out of me. And no comment at all from him, not even as we're leaving the house. But then later, because we did actually look at other houses and he did purchase a house with me. So we made it past that. But we did laugh about it later as we kind of got to know each other a little bit better. But that's definitely something that sticks out to me. Is one of those times when I got really startled with the client.
Yeah. So moral of the story,
don't go first.
Don't go first. So
yeah.
Potential clients, just know that you might have to go first to the basement or
for sure going to go first to the basement. I'll turn on the light for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know that.
Yeah.
All right. What's one piece of advice that you wish every first-time home buyer knew?
I would say you really need to get pre-qualified before you fall in love with a house or a price range, because it's just a shot in the dark. If we don't have any idea where you can buy, it's truly a waste of your time and mine. And so you really need to be partnered with a lender before you have the opportunity to fall in love with a house that you can't afford.
Yeah. And I would just piggyback up off of that. I think most first-time home buyers think they have to have 20% down to secure a home.
Or even 10%.
Yeah, and we can go sometimes as low as 3.5%. So definitely it's something worth talking to your agent and to your lender of like, hey, what are some of these things that I just don't know? So I would definitely encourage you to ask the questions if you don't know them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. What do you want your potential clients to know about you that they can't learn from a website or from a for sale sign?
Well, I tell a lot of people that I meet that I am not the agent that's going to show up dressed to the nines. I'm a wife, I'm a mom of four. I'm busy just like you. And so I might show up in leggings and a t-shirt. I might have my ball cap on. I might come with paint all over me because I'm coming from wherever I'm at to meet you at the time that works best for you. But I have a lot of experience in different life situations, and everybody's circumstances are different. And what I care most about is learning about your world and your circumstances and what's going to work best for you because it's different for everyone. So I'm not going to treat you like a cookie cutter. I'm not a cookie cutter realtor, and I'm not going to treat you like a cookie cutter client. I want to know what matters to you, what's important to you, and I want to help you make the best decision based on those things that you tell me are important to you.
Yeah, definitely sounds like your focus is on the client's experience.
For sure.
And it's not just a transaction, it's how do you help them succeed and fall in love with the house that they love.
Yeah. And a lot of my clients become people I want to stay in contact with, and we build friendships. And so it's very much not a transaction, it's a relationship.
Yeah, that's great. All right. So this is kind of one of my last questions I like to ask every agent, every guest that we have on the podcast. You can answer it serious, you can answer it funny, however you want.
Okay.
What is currently saving your life right now?
Right now, I would say books, so reading and yoga and meditation.
Yeah. Very cool. David, do you have anything that you can think of that clients might need to know about Lacey?
Absolutely. So, I'm curious, Lacey. So 2018, what triggered you to get into the real estate business? What were you doing before that?
I had done a couple of different things before that. So for most of my work experience, I had been in sales of some sort. So most previous to that, I had been a sales manager and taken some time off of being in the workforce to stay at home with my kiddos who were young at that time. And really, it was just a matter of getting the kids to the age where I felt it was feasible to have an unpredictable schedule. So that's really why it happened at that time. That's when the timing worked out for me to be able to enter real estate.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the Salina, Kansas real estate market. What's going on? What's going on out there? Is it a hot market? Is it we have more listings now than we ever have in the last probably 3 years, right? So let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I would say in Salina as a whole, we still have a housing shortage. So we still definitely don't have enough homes for sale, but I'm really happy with the activity we've seen, especially in the last 3 to 4 weeks. Each week we're seeing new listings. Some of them are selling right away. We are seeing some competing offers, and then there's some that are still hanging on the market for a few days. So it's very house dependent.
Okay. So let's talk about that personal life of yours. You're a mother, a wife, 4 kids. Man, everybody's asking out there, how the heck are you a top realtor and do all the things that you do out there and juggle life and everything else? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's chaos all the time, but I would say that I just have some really great partners in the real estate world. So I have great referral partners, great lenders we work with,
Yeah.
experts, whether it be foundation or electricians. Like we build a team around us that are people we can depend on and call on when we need stuff. And in real estate, you need it in a hurry. And so having great people around as support is really key to keeping things moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, with that being said, what's your plans for 2025? You got an action plan of what you're expecting, or is it just flowing as you go, doing better than you did last year?
Well, definitely want to do better than I did last year. Last year was actually a fantastic year for me in
Yeah.
real estate. So just looking to top that, and really excited about the people I'm going to meet and help this year.
How do you get your leads? Do you pay for leads, or is it all sphere of influences, personal contacts?
I would say for the most part, it's sphere of influence, and personal contacts, referrals from existing clients.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, it's Friday and it's beautiful out there, and the weekend's around the corner. So, we really appreciate you being on the show here. If the people in Kansas and Salina, Kansas in particular, want to find you, and I know they do, so we get you real estate, how do they find you? How do they get hold of you, Lacey?
The best way to reach me is to find me. I'm trying to think this one through. Like, I don't actually have a website. Salina Homes. Okay. All right. So the best way to reach me is to find me on the Salina Homes website, and that's just salinahomes.com. And my cell phone number is on there. That is the actual easiest way to contact me. You can always send me a text, and I'd love to hear from you.
You want to go and give your phone number out?
Yes, it's 785-822-4555.
And if you are watching this live, you saw this go across the lower thirds. And Shayla, being one of the top lenders in the Salina, Kansas area, if the people want to get a hold of you to get pre-approved, how do they find you?
Yeah. So you can give me a call at 785-914-7787. I am also on our Click and Close website, so I'm there as well. So have an office if you want to stop in. I would love to see you there as well.
Well, ladies, thanks for being with us today. You are definitely the dynamic duo of Salina, Kansas. Folks, thanks for being with us today, and catch you next time. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
That's it. Yeah.